Welcome to the first ever National Civics Bee in Wayne County, Indiana. I'm Rick Duncan from G1013, and I'll be your host for this evening. And to kick us off, please welcome IU East Chancellor, Dr. Dennis Rome.
Welcome to Indiana University East. I'm Dennis Rome, and I have the distinct pleasure, honor, privilege to serve as Chancellor here. At IU East, student learning, development, and achievement are central to everything we do. In fact, student learning, development, and achievement are central to our campus vision. Therefore, welcome home to your university. This is all of our university here. On behalf of our campus, I thank you for the opportunity to share my support and excitement regarding tonight's National Civics Bee. As this national competition commences, I am present this evening to tell each of you that IU East greatly values the time, effort, and genius each of you has invested in tonight's pivotal competition, which signals a milestone in your intellectual development. We at IU East understand that the Civics Bee is an annual competition that encourages young Americans to engage in civics and contribute to their communities. We know that today's competition requires many hours of time, commitment, study, and a sense of motivation, all manifest the genius within each of you. Being an active participant in this process is an endeavor that will continue to lay the way for lifelong success and positive contributions to our society. Furthermore, our society needs thought leaders, innovators, and critical mindsets to increase our ability to promote learning and dignity for all. Today, you represent the sense of excellence, human value, intelligence that our community needs. Our nation benefits from this and what humans have yet to discover in this new day and age. Our best thoughts, energy, and encouragement are with each of you as you compete with some of the nation's best and brightest in this unique competition. Again, I welcome each and every one of you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Rick.
Always a pleasure. All right, so before we get started, please welcome Mrs. Melissa Vance, President and CEO of the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am about tonight. This is something that we have been talking about for quite some time, and there's been a lot of preparation that's been going into making tonight exactly what we want it to be for our community. I want to thank the U.S. Chamber, the Civics Trust, and the National Civics Bee as our contest sponsor, and they were so gracious in inviting us to be the regional host and co-sponsor for East Central Indiana. So welcome to the very first East Central Indiana Wayne County Civics Bee. We're so excited. Before we get started with some more thank yous, I want to take a minute and say thank you to two very special people to me that have worked for endless hours in pulling all of the details together. First of all, Chantel Baker, who is our Director of Membership and Events. She worked closely with our Business and Education Committee and has spent numerous hours on Zoom calls with the U.S. Chamber team and really making sure that everything is going to flow just right. So I want to say thank you to Chantel. I know she's wandering around here making sure things are going well. And then I know we also have some people in the room that serve on the Business and Education Committee, and I'd just like them to stand and give us a wave real quick so we can say thank you. And then next, I want to say thank you to Lynette Davis. She is our director of events, and she is our logistics queen and decor extraordinaire. So there you have it. Tonight, she's also our tech person and jack of all trades. So she's shaking her head saying, don't say the tech part. Next, I want to thank several of our businesses that have invested in several of the prizes and the funds that are pulling tonight together. Our red sponsors, ironically, starting with Blue Buffalo, and then IU East and Merchants Bank. And then we have our white sponsor, Primex Plastics, who provided the printing of all of the wonderful signs that you see around the room and in the hall and on the stage. They are such a wonderful partner and step up and just help us out with things like that to make our venues beautiful. And then our blue sponsors, Cochran and Associates and Transcendia. Can we give them all thank you? And because our sponsors like to go the extra mile, they have also prepared some special take-home gifts for all of your students that are participating tonight. So parents and family members, don't leave without stopping by the table in the back corner at the end and picking up goodie bags for your students that the businesses have contributed to. They'll get to take some special things home this evening, regardless of where they place in the lineup. So, and that's not me. Okay. With that, I want to say thank you also, Rick Duncan, G1013, and our MC for this evening. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Melissa. All right, here we go. Let's get started. We need to announce our judges this evening. We begin with Mayor Ron Oler, City Councilwoman Dr. Lucinda Wright, and County Commissioner Jeff Plasterer. And let's welcome our 20 essay finalists to the stage and have them come down right now. Students? All right, let's give another round of applause for all of our participants tonight. Our finalists tonight include Maxwell Adams from Richmond Friends School, Elena Blankenship from Richmond Friends School, Kaylin Bulmer from Northeastern Middle School, Caitlin Brush, Hibbard Intermediate School, Marisol Cola from Hibbard Intermediate School, Braylon Dudley, Northeastern Middle School, Ellie Fost, Richmond Friends School, Gus Gallagher, Hagerstown Junior Senior High School. Wyatt Grimes, Hibbard Intermediate School. Olivia Harris, Northeastern Middle School. Claire Manus, Northeastern Middle School. Lillian Miller, Hibbard Intermediate School. Sadie Penrod, Hibbard Intermediate School. Okay. Chrissy Santiago, Hibbard Intermediate School. Abby Smith, Hagerstown Junior Senior High School. Michaela Stubblefield, Northeastern Middle School. Kayleen Webster, Northeastern Middle School. So best of luck to all of our participants this evening. Okay, here's how it's going to work. Rounds 1 and 2, audience members can play along with the student finalists, and you can increase your civics knowledge as well. See the QR code on screen. When I say play along, I mean on your phones. Don't scream out the answers. That's cheating. So scan the QR code now, and you can play along as well. And in case you're wondering, yes, there's prizes if you play along. Also, audience members should also be aware of those prizes presented by IU East, Ivy Tech, and Purdue Polytechnic. So great opportunity to partner up with those fine universities, and thank you again for your participation tonight. Also, I need to remind all the students, your personal devices, cell phones, etc., not allowed on stage. If you haven't already handed yours over, please raise your hand now, and we will collect it. Anyone? Good. Today's competition includes 3 rounds. In the first 2 rounds, finalists will answer civics-based questions. Each finalist will answer the same multiple-choice questions within the allotted time. Each question and answer option will be read aloud. 30-second timer will not start until after I've finished reading the question and answer options. Each correct answer receives 1 point. Incorrect answers and answers not submitted within time receive no points. Since you won't lose points for an incorrect answer, go ahead and give it your best guess and answer each question. Also, once you've selected an answer, you cannot go back and change it. All answers are final. At the end of rounds 1 and 2, we'll display the leaderboard on screen, and you'll be able to see which other students are in the lead. The 5 finalists with the highest scores at the end of round 2 will advance to round 3. If there's a tie for 5th place, I'll announce a tiebreaker round of 3 questions. Only the students that are tied for 5th will be playing the 3 tiebreaker questions. And at the end of the tiebreaker, I'll announce the finalists who will advance on to round 3. Students, during the quiz rounds, if you have technical issues or anything goes wrong, please raise your hand right away and someone will come around and help. Everybody understand? Good. Before we get started, make sure your device is working. Give a thumbs up when your device is working. Up in the air, real high so we can see everybody. Okay, looks like everybody's good. All right. Give them some encouragement. Here we go. Round 1 is about to begin. So there is an emoji on your screen. Select the emoji you're ready to play with. Are you excited? There is no crying emoji. Please do not select it, nor any fruit emojis. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. What is the purpose of the preamble? Is it A, to state the purpose of the Constitution? B, to set limits on the authority of the federal government? C, to establish the relationship between the branches of government? Or D, to explain the reasoning behind the break with England? That's got some bass to it. I just want to tell you that right now. It's got, yeah. Okay, the answer is A, to state the purpose of the Constitution. Question number 2. What is the term that means to formally end or close a session of Congress? Is it A, impeach, B, gerrymander, C, filibuster, or D, adjourn? And the answer is D, adjourn. Question number 3. How is the number of electoral votes determined for each state? Is it A, the population of each state divided by 10,000? B, the number of members of Congress for that state? C, they all have the same number of electoral votes? Or D, divided up by census regions? The answer is B, the number of members of Congress for that state. I know we're having the Civics Bee into club. Yeah. All right. Question number 4. Voters must be blank before they can cast their votes. Is it A, registered, B, 21, C, sworn in, or D, able to pay a tax? The answer is A, registered. Question number 5 of round number 1 is widely held misconception that President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. In actuality, this constitutional amendment abolished slavery. Is it A, 10th, B, 13th, C, 16th, or D, 19th? The amendment that abolished slavery is B, the 13th. Question number 6. What? Apparently he's been contacted about his car's warranty. We're going to try and fix that for a second. Just say no. It's a scam. Okay, all good? Question number 6. Okay, we good? All right. Question number 6. Who are people who live in a nation but are not citizens of that nation? Are they A, immigrants, B, aliens, C, naturalized, or D, native-born citizens? The answer is B, aliens. Number 7, the goals and strategies that guide a country's relationships with other countries is blank. Is it A, a platform, B, an ambassador, C, foreign policy, or D, economic policy? The answer is C, foreign policy. Number 8, where would you find the following text in the U.S. Constitution? If, at the time fixed for the beginning of the term of the the president-elect shall have died, the vice president-elect shall become president. Is that A, Article 1, B, Article 2, C, the 12th Amendment, or D, the 20th Amendment? The answer is D, 20th Amendment. Number 9, trial courts can be found at blank. Is it A, the state level, B, local level, C, local and state levels, or D, local, state, and federal levels? The answer is D, local, state, and federal levels. And the final question for round 1. Where would you find the following text in the U.S. Constitution? In case of the removal of the president from office or of his death or resignation, the vice president shall become president. Is that A, Article 2, B, the 12th Amendment, C, the 22nd Amendment, or D, the 25th Amendment? It's D, the 25th Amendment. And that concludes round one. All right, students, how do you feel like you did? Thumbs up, thumbs down? A lot of confidence. Cool. All right, good. That's what I like to hear. Well, so let's do a quick round break question, and then we'll see the leaderboard. There is no wrong answer here. Which famous event would you have most wanted to attend? Is it A, the signing of the Constitution, B, signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, B, the I Have a Dream speech, that's C, or D, the Boston Tea Party? Again, no wrong answer. Okay, everybody answered? Everybody good? So the I Have a Dream speech, 50%. Again, no wrong answer. That's good. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see who is in the lead after round one. All right, congratulations. Just a little one. It's fine. It's all good. We wanted to see them all come up again anyway. All right. Everybody see who's in the lead? Okay. Very close. Very close. All right. Let's begin round two. Here we go. Question number 11. Which federal government entity meets in the United States Capitol building? Is it A, only the House of Representatives, B, only the Senate, C, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, or D, the Supreme Court? We're having a small technical issue. Hang on one second. So while we're dealing with that, if you're playing the in the seat version of the game, how did you do after round one? Show of hands, did you do well? It didn't work? Awesome. Let's assume you all got it right then. Everyone got a perfect score. Nice job. Yeah, there will be no prizes, but that's nice job. We'll divvy up what's in this basket. Everyone gets one piece of candy. And it is nice that there are parting gifts. I had no idea they were going to do that. That's great. And I know you guys didn't either, correct? You didn't know there were going to be parting gifts, right? No. You're out here for... Are you guys getting extra credit for this, by the way? Anybody get extra credit? No? Really? I would have lobbied hard for extra credit on this. Like, I'm in the National Civics Bee. By the way, I'm sorry. What's your name? Max. Max? Dude, you are getting down up here. You are loving this music, aren't you? Yeah. I got no problem with that at all. I think that's awesome. But Max is getting it up here. He gets answered and he's like, dressed in all black. I dig it, Max. All right, so we'll have an answer here in just a moment. Okay. Okay. We're going to do number 11 again. Which federal government entity meets in the United States Capitol building? Is it A, only the House of Representatives? B, only the Senate? C, both the Senate and the House of Representatives? Or D, the Supreme Court? And the answer is C, both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Question number 12. Which of the following is an example of the common good conflicting with individual rights? A, a criminal is charged and arrested. B, a community cleans up a park. C, schools close for bad weather. Or D, a person must move out of his house so that a highway can be built. And the answer is D. A person must move out of his house so that a highway can be built. Number 13. Laws serve all of the following functions except what? Is it A, helping to maintain order? B, protecting the health, safety, and property of all citizens? C, forcing all citizens to vote? Or D, making it possible for people to live together peacefully? The answer is C, following the functions except forcing all citizens to vote. Number 14. In 1958, the U.S. government increased spending on math and science in response to what event? A, the creation of the Warsaw Pact. B, launching of Sputnik. C, installation of Soviet missiles in Cuba? Or D, U-2 incident? The answer is B, launching of Sputnik. Number 15. Where would you find the following text in the U.S. Constitution? The President shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected. Is it A, Article 1, B, Article 2, C, Article 3, or D, the Sixth Amendment? The answer is B, Article 2. Question number 16. Why did the Articles of Confederation establish a weak central government? A, to promote Western migration. B, to allow colonies to pay off their debts. C, to protect the power of the states. Or D, to help contain nationalism. The answer is C, to protect the power of the states. 17. Why did the U.S. have an isolationist foreign policy in the past? A, to fight communism. B, the U.S. was more focused on national development and establishing its own borders. C, the world was mostly at peace. D, to protect our borders. The answer is B. The U.S. was more focused on national development and establishing its own borders. Question 18. If you add the number of total electoral votes and the number of amendments in the Bill of Rights, it equals what? Is the answer A, 512, B, 543, C, 548, or D, 553? The answer is C, 548. I wouldn't have known that if you'd put a gun to my head. All right. Number 19. Which of the following controls American monetary policy? Is it A, Congress, B, the Department of the Treasury, C, the Federal Reserve Board, or D, the Office of Management and Budget? The answer is C, the Federal Reserve Board. And the final question for round 2. According to the Federalist Papers, what was a major weakness of the Articles of Confederation? A, the Articles of Confederation did not contain a Bill of Rights. B, under the Articles of Confederation, state governments had no authority to enforce their laws. C, under the Articles of Confederation, the central government had no authority to enforce their laws. Or D, under the Articles of Confederation, the central government had no legislative branch. And the final answer for question 20 is C. Under the Articles of Confederation, the central government had no authority to enforce their laws. And that is the end of round 2. As you get ready to run the scoreboard, first, another little fun break question. Which of these do you think is the most important constitutional amendment? A, the trial of all crimes shall be by jury, the 7th Amendment. B, freedom from cruel and unusual punishment, the 8th Amendment. Or C, freedom from unreasonable searches and seizure, the 4th Amendment. This is a fun question. Remember this for when you're in the car ride home. Hey, everybody, what's your favorite constitutional amendment? You go first. And let's see what everybody got. Everybody get their answer in? Trial of all crimes by jury. One person said that. I know that. That's okay. No wrong answer. No wrong answer. It's all good. All right. That will conclude round number 2. And we update the scoreboard. All right, there we go. So we have 5 people tied for the 5th spot. Awesome. All right, tiebreaker round. So if you're tied for 5th, which would be those that saw their names, ready for the tiebreaker round. Okay, so if you are Wyatt, Metasol, Braylon, Sadie, Abby, you are tied for 5th. So you'll do a 3-question tiebreaker. Are they ready? All right, here we go. Tiebreaker question number 1. How do most local and state governments select a jury? Is it A, randomly choosing from a list of names, usually from voter registration or driver's licenses? B, using alphabetical entries in a phone book? C, asking for volunteers and then choosing the best candidates? Or D, offering jury duty instead of paying a fine? answer is A, randomly choosing from a list of names, usually from voter registration or driver's licenses. Tiebreaker question number 2. Where would you find the following text in the U.S. Constitution? The President shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. A, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1. B, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2. C, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 3. Or D, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 4. The answer is A, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1. I heard some snickers in the audience as I was reading that question. They were going like, what? Yeah, that was a tough one. And the final tiebreaker question. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for as president, and in distinct ballots, the person voted for as vice president. This amendment changed the Constitution after Jefferson tied his running mate in the election of blank. Was it the election of 1796, 1800, 1804, or 1802? The answer is B, 1800. That concludes our tiebreaker round. So, let's find out who our finalists are. Whoop. So we have a three-way tie now. How many of you have heard of the game rock, paper, scissors? Just kidding. Actually, so okay, so the three that tied will go on to the final round. So instead of having 5 finalists, we will have 7 finalists. Okay, are we ready? So, first of all, thanks to everyone for being here tonight. We greatly appreciate it. The finalists who are moving on: Claire, Elena, Michaela, Ellie, Wyatt, Marisol, and Sadie. Round of applause for all of those finalists moving on. If your name was not mentioned, thank you for being here and participating. Do not leave. Obviously, there are prizes, but you may take your seat in the audience. want to talk? Okay. As we reshuffle tables, please welcome to the stage Chantel Baker, the Chamber's Director of Membership and Education. She's got some prizes she'll be handing out.
Kind of. Well, I had prizes for the audience participation, but I don't think that's going to happen now. So I apologize for that. We actually have been practicing for the last 2 days, making sure everything works, so I'm not sure what happened. Real quick, thank you for being here. This has turned out great. The participation has been awesome, so thank you. Parents, thank you. Schools, thank you. It took all of you guys to get these students involved in helping out. But since we do have a couple prizes, because we have some great community members from Ivy Tech, Purdue Polytech, and IU East, and we had a tiebreaker, I'm going to head and give out 2 gifts. So if Braylon and Abby would like to come up, and I will go ahead and give you guys one of the gifts that the audience would have received. So. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's... Braylon got a laptop. No, not really. He didn't. It's just a bag. So as we do round 3, what will happen is the finalists will come up to the microphone, and they will have 3 minutes to summarize their essay that got them into the Civics Bee to begin with. Each has a unique topic, and they'll have 3 minutes to summarize their essay. And our 3 judges, Dr. Lucinda Wright, Jeff Plaster, and Mayor Ron Oler, will ask them questions based on their essays. The second annual Civics Bee is going to be awesome. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Second annual, amazing. So, we are ready for round 3. And we will go in reverse order. So, our 3-way tie finalists will begin, work our way down the line to those who finished first. We'll begin with Sadie.
My essay was on the hunger in our community, and I did this because I volunteer at a food pantry, and I recognize that there are people in our community that need food that can't provide for themselves. And I had 2 ideas to kind of help with this idea. And one of my ideas was to go to schools and ask them to start fundraisers where students there can donate money or canned food to these fundraisers, and they will go to food pantries in our community. And I know this works because I know schools do fundraisers, but I've never seen one that really focuses on people who are hungry and need food. And my second idea was to make it known that there are organizations out there that can provide and help those in need. And so to put this idea in action, I would make flyers, and I would go to food pantries, and I would hand them out to those who go to those food pantries so they know that they can get help that's not just from food pantries. And that sums up my essay.
Questions from our judges?
Yes. Oh, wow, that's loud. Hi, Sadie. Thank you for being here tonight. So I have a question for you. What do you think will be the biggest challenge to implementing your solution?
I think the biggest challenge would to be getting the schools to do fundraisers, because they might be like, this money can be going to help get better things for school and not for people in like that want food and need food.
Yes. Again, thank you for being here, Sadie. Which local organization would you contact that could possibly be helpful in doing this?
I would probably do well. Like I wouldn't necessarily go to organizations, because I can also go to restaurants, like local restaurants here, and if they have any leftover food that like is like they're not supposed to give out to people because it's too old, and I would ask them to like donate to food pantries. And I could also I would find organizations that are really big in like maybe in Indiana, their Indiana food stamp is like a thing to help low-income households for that need food.
Thank you, Sadie. Marisol, you are next. Oh, I'm sorry. One moment.
My
Hold
essay.
on, I'm sorry. Hold on one quick second while our judges get ready.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, go ahead.
My essay was on poverty and homelessness in our community. I know that this is a huge problem because I have been walking or just driving past multiple people who have been begging on the streets for any money or any food or clothing that they could possibly get. I have seen families on the street too, trying to make it by. And to help my solution, I know that there has been, everyone knows that there's poverty in our community. And there have been people who have been in poverty and have been able to make it out, but not everyone is so fortunate. And I know that if you could ask the community, even like construction workers who might even be willing to help build homes or fix up abandoned buildings that are all over Richmond. There have been multiple that I've seen that are just closed off, and I've never seen anybody go in there trying to fix it at all, and they've just been left to waste on the side of the road. And we could use those buildings for like community homes so that they could at least have a place to stay, so children wouldn't have to like sleep on the floor or anything like that. Also, with the amount of poverty in Richmond, there's free school lunches. That's how bad it's been getting. That over half the population in Richmond is going through poverty, and there's 12.5% of Richmond is in poverty. And we have to help them to get off the streets. That's basically all my essay.
Dr. Wright?
What have you thought about what you could possibly do to start the ball rolling on this issue?
I think that we could start by asking other people, even going door to door if we have to see if they'd be willing to fund any projects for helping people or fixing up the abandoned buildings, or even going to workers who do construction to see if they would be willing to give out their manpower to see if they'd want to fix the buildings.
Thank you.
Jeff Plaster.
Thank you, Marisol. Let me ask you, which organizations locally do you think might be the most helpful in helping you to solve the problem?
I'm not entirely sure which organizations would be the most helpful, but I know that places like probably even like Walmart or like big corporations like that could even be willing to like give out any like I don't like any clothing that might have gotten like a little bit of holes in it, or blankets or sleeping bags that might have been not good enough to sell at stores but still good enough for people to use, and that they could donate that instead of just throwing it away in garbages. And like, I know some companies will rip up or even break products that they don't want people to go dumpster diving for, which just isn't right.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marisol. Wyatt, you are up next. One moment, please, while our judges get ready. I know your pain, Wyatt.
Ring. I don't have this power.
No, you do not.
A little better?
Judges, are we ready? Go ahead, Wyatt.
I wrote my essay on gun violence, and I wrote it because I feel like there's a lot of parents, siblings, friends, people who like have people go out at night and stuff. They're scared because there's so much gun violence and gang-related stuff. And in Richmond, there's a lot. Like last year, we had 15, 20-ish shootings, something like that. And I feel like that could be stopped if everyone helped.
Okay. Judges.
My turn for the first question. Wyatt, do you think this is a problem that government would need to be more responsible to solve, or individuals themselves?
A little bit of both, because I feel like the government could help out in more local areas, and then we could have rallies or speeches by the Senate or the president to help gun violence.
Thank you.
Can you think of any challenges that you might have to?
Some challenges might be that some people may not want to stop doing gun violence, gang-related activities, because they think that's the only way of life, and they think that life won't be better if they stop, but it will help a lot if they do.
Thank you so much, Wyatt.
Thank you, Wyatt. Ellie, you are up next. One moment while our judges get your essay ready so they can check it out.
My essay was about supporting teen mental health in schools and how to get more resources for that, and also including some obstacles I might find along the way, including budget and reluctance of schools and people. The CDC said in 2021, of a part of their teen mental health report, that 42% of teens and students reported feeling hopeless or lost or depressed. And I feel like school is probably one of the only places a teen can get the kind of help that they deserve or need. I know at my school, I'm very supported in my mental health because I do struggle with mental health issues. And I feel everyone deserves to have the same kind of support I get, and I am gifted at my school So my goal is to get more counselors in school.
Thank you, Ellie. What is or what would be the biggest challenge to building your solution?
Definitely budget. The average school budget for schools is around $33 to $38 million in Indiana, specifically Wayne County. And I know that those budgets are very tight and they all, every penny counts and is directed somewhere. And so shifting the budget around to include counselors might be a very difficult things for school to do.
So again, let me ask on the funding, do you think it's government's responsibility? Do you think it's the local community's responsibility to help fund that? Do you think it's state, since the state is so involved in funding for schools?
I think it's mostly state and government. I know that there's government school funding across the nation. And then I also know that most schools are state funded. I go to a private school, so we don't have state funding. But I know that the states are going to be the main contributors for the funding that the schools get. So I think it's really important that we advocate, obviously, to the school boards and to the parents and families, but mostly to our state and our state governments, just to make sure that we really get our point across that the counselors aren't necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. Michaela, you are up next. One moment while our judges get ready. Okay, go ahead.
So I wrote my essay on unemployment in Richmond and Wayne County. After hearing many times on the radio and reading in newspapers that a certain amount or a certain percentage of Wayne County and a certain percentage of Richmond residents were still unemployed, it sparked an interest in I wanted to look into it more. And so to help lessen the amount of unemployment in the Richmond community, I thought we could create more job fairs where hiring business owners can go and meet potential employees. And those employees, they can interview with many different business owners, or if they're looking for one business owner that they wanted to talk to that they just haven't got the chance to, they can go and talk to them.
Thank you, Michaela. What local organizations here in Richmond and Wayne County do you think that you could contact regarding the unemployment? Reducing it, rather.
Reducing it.
Mm-hmm.
Any business that is hiring, we can contact them to see if they would like to go and tell people what positions they need. So really any organization that is hiring or business that's hiring can go.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You've approached this from the aspect of employers and job fairs. Have you thought through the role of education in addressing unemployment?
We can education. So I feel like telling people about the amount of unemployment can maybe get unemployed people interested in getting a job and wanting to provide for their family or provide for themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. Next up, Elena. One moment, please.
I wrote my essay on education in America and how it is lacking the education students need to thrive and get good occupations, as well as make good impacts in their community and grow as people. I feel like something that has contributed to this is the teachers, because not all of them are teaching how their students need to learn or what they need to learn. And I feel like a way we could change that is if people who had more power in the school would check on teachers and see how they treat and teach their students, as well as talking to some of the students who seem to be struggling and seeing what they need to learn and how they need to learn, and trying to get their education to fit that with what they need.
I'll start. Okay. Elena, thank you for your comments. Let me ask you to go in a little deeper about how you think we need to approach students to find out how they learn and the aspect of what they need to learn. What is the student's role in deciding what they, as a student, need to learn?
Some students may be better at math or at history or science, and some students just need to learn different things. I don't know how to put it into words exactly, but everyone has different needs in their education. Like, some people might not be too good at spelling or reading, and probably getting good tutors would help.
Elena, thank you for coming. Your title is listening to students. What role should citizens play outside of the schools in listening to students?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Other people besides, you mentioned teachers and students themselves. What should we do, society, citizens?
Some students who may be crying out for help, not necessarily crying out, but who are definitely struggling. I feel like it's our responsibility to pay more attention to those students and try to help them out, because some of their problems may stem from something going on at home, and I feel like it's our responsibility to notice that and help them with it how we can.
Thank you, Elena. And finally, Claire. One moment while our judges get ready. Oh, microphone assistant.
I used Claire to set it first. Thank you.
She is taller than you, for the record, just so you know.
Most of them are.
Not that the bar is real high there, but I'm just saying. Judges, are you ready? Claire?
Hello. So my essay, I wanted to do something that I'm knowledgeable in, and I go to school every day, so I want to do something about school. And mine is about how students sometimes don't have enough say in school, and we need more say in dress codes, lunch menus, practices, all that. So my idea was to get a group of people, a group of students that are like made sure by teachers that they are qualified to fit this role, that can just fix out, like make sure that no complications happen, and just create, you know, things like I said, like dress codes, all this stuff, and just listen to students. And like, for instance, if there was like some students went, oh, I want the gym this day, or other people like, oh, I want this the same day, then these students can kind of work out the complications and just make sure everything's like everyone has a say. And this kind of goes with consent of the governed from Declaration of Independence. I kind of think of it as like students are citizens and the teachers are like lawmakers. And we need the students to say what they want and make sure that they are heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you for coming tonight. What do you think would be the biggest challenge to solving this?
Well, some teachers could say, oh, students, like, kids don't know what they want, or like, this could be bad, but like, teachers would have to make sure that these students are qualified to fit this job, so that wouldn't really be a problem, since the teachers in the end are the ones also deciding who these students are.
Hi.
Hello.
And talking about students having a voice, have you thought about developing a student government? Do you have a student government at your school?
Not in middle school, but in high school there is like, where you go to different schools and you have like make bills, but that's kind of like not made up, but they don't make real bills. So this is kind of like real school. So this is like actually happening. Like, we need to make sure that students are heard.
Right, and that's what, in all honesty, that's what student government is for. Have you thought about possibly going to the principal or the school board and developing a student government?
I
And if
haven't
so,
yet, but that could definitely help us out.
Okay.
And just make sure that we're heard.
And that way you can be heard.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. All right. One more round of applause for all of our finalists this evening. Okay, so we will take a 10-minute break while we tabulate all the scores, and we'll have certificates and prizes. And remember, if you participated this evening, do not leave, because there are prizes for you before you leave, and we're going to send you home with those. But again, we're taking a 10-minute break, and we will come back with our finalists and find out who our top 3 winners. Remember, first place walks away tonight with $500. All right, so as everyone begins to file back in and all of our participants are on stage, we've got certificates for all of those who participated tonight. And first of all, as someone who speaks publicly for a living, I know for a fact that public speaking, people fear more than death. It's true. People have said they would rather die than have to speak in public. As someone who does it all the time, I thought you did a great job. And if occasionally you stumbled or couldn't come up with a word, it's a lot of pressure. Your peers are here, your parents are here, strangers that you're never going to see again are here. It's okay. It's really all right. You're in middle school. It's all right. If I absolutely flubbed everything, this is what I do for a living, I should be embarrassed. But you guys did a great job. All right, so you want to do certificates first? Okay. Let's hand out all of our certificates and kind of go down the line. Maxwell Adams. The Boogie Knight himself. Next up is Elena Blankenship. Caitlin Boomer. Caitlin Brush. Marisol Collier. Braylon Dudley. Ellie Fost. Gus Gallagher. Wyatt Grimes. Olivia Harris. Claire Manus. Lillian Miller. Sadie Penrod. Chrissy Santiago. Abby Smith. Michaela Stubblefield. Kayleen Webster. All good. Okay. Again, you did an amazing job. You should be very proud of yourselves. What a fantastic night. And as a grown adult, I feel so stupid. Reading some of this, I was like, what is this? I wouldn't know. What? You guys did fantastic. Okay. It's time for first, second, and third place. Third place, Marisol Collage. Marisol receives $125. Second place, these big Happy Gilmore checks. Second place, Sadie Penrod. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first annual National Civics Bee for Wayne County and the winner of $500 is Ellie Fost. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to our judges. One more round of applause for our judges, if you would, please. Dr. Lucinda Wright, Jeff Plaster, and Mayor Ron Oler. And on behalf of the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, my name is Rick Duncan. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic evening.